There are challenges to usage and acceptance. DevOps certainly has created a culture clash. Not all organizations have bought into the DevOps methodology. Even adopters of DevOps are somewhat skeptical of real and perceived benefits. DevOps is perceived differently by different groups and organizations. There is no book on DevOps. It's a methodology, not a tool. Some DevOps processes have been around for a while, and DevOps may just rebrand something an organization has been doing for a while. There is no universal agreement on if DevOps has any benefits at all. Some say that DevOps costs more in the long run. Benefits, if any, are esoteric, non-tangible, and difficult to measure. There is no real dollar amount that can be subtracted or added by adopting DevOps practices. DevOps adds complexity to the software development lifecycle. By moving development out of its siloed phase, the interaction between groups becomes complex. DevOps is another process that must be monitored and managed. These additional management tasks must be assigned to a manager, thus taking up more of his or her time. DevOps has a cost-benefit implementation curve. In the early implementation stages, DevOps will add significant time and confusion to the SDLC. Only after an initial shakeout process will DevOps reap any potential benefits. DevOps adds redundancy that may not be needed. In the traditional SDLC, QA testing occurs in its own phase. DevOps puts QA testers elsewhere. DevOps may take simple matters and make them more difficult than needed. If you have a small shop, does it make sense to adopt DevOps processes? Functional groups may see DevOps as a threat. Groups are used to working in a specific way. Change can be perceived bad to many people. If it's not broken, why fix it? Many shops running a waterfall approach to the SDLC see DevOps as yet another methodology destined to fail. They will point to the fact that any benefits of DevOps is intangible. DevOps may upset the software development corporate culture. DevOps is about complete culture change, not about people change. For example, an organization may have to alter or even eliminate their relationship with physical server providers. DevOps needs universal acceptance to work. There's no partial adoption of DevOps. It's really an all-or-nothing deal. DevOps may be implemented differently by different groups within an organization. An organization may have multiple IT departments, each with its own ideas and implementation of DevOps. DevOps tools vary greatly in features and quality. Some are created by large vendors and are high quality. Some are shareware and pretty low quality. Some of the tools are platform dependent or require complex configuration. Learning and using new tools may be more complex than a manual process they replace. Robust tools become very complex and can take a while to learn. There's a real possibility that learning a new tool may be more difficult than a task that needs to be completed. There is no agreement on what even constitutes a DevOps tool. Some tools predate the DevOps moniker, but they are DevOps tools nonetheless. The DevOps ecosystem is unorganized and hard to navigate. There are no real standards. DevOps tools and processes have "I know it when I see it" kind of property. Not everyone agrees on the formal definition of DevOps, but we can all spot a DevOps tool or process. DevOps requires a financial commitment. Nothing in the world is free, and neither is DevOps. Tools must be evaluated and implemented. Even free tools require non-free people to test and evaluate them. Most enterprise tools are expensive. Most freeware tools are just gateways into for-sale enterprise versions. There's almost always a catch in using free tools. Companies don't make money giving things away. If you like a free version of a tool, there's almost always an enterprise version for sale. Personnel may need formal training in DevOps processes and tools. Some tools such as Puppet or Vagrant will not be learned on the fly. Training is needed and can be expensive. There is no clear answer to the return of investment, if any, in adopting DevOps. Critics often point out that implementation of DevOps won't be considered until the benefits of DevOps are more quantifiable. Amazon was an early adopter of DevOps. They were also the first online retailer to take on this new approach. Amazon uses DevOps to deploy applications at over 300 times an hour. Amazon also deploys applications from anywhere in its pipeline. Through DevOps tools, Amazon has the capacity of over 100 deploys an hour. Because there's a high degree of confidence in the deployed software, Amazon considers it tested and ready for production. The deployment process is standard throughout the entire IT infrastructure. Standardization is achieved through DevOps pipeline and build tools. Amazon deploys to over 10,000 servers. That number is according to them. Some insiders consider this number conservative. Netflix has used DevOps since 2013. The online movie rental company uses DevOps to build in efficiencies into their IT infrastructure. Netflix uses DevOps to manage over 100 releases a day. To achieve this, they're a big user of automated configuration and virtualization tools. Application startup, configuration, and code deployment is handled through DevOps. Everything is handled the same way. Netflix attempts to automate everything. With automation comes predictability. Predictable processes run smoother and are less error-prone. DevOps processes and tools are at the center of the Netflix software development lifecycle. Being a fairly new company, implementing DevOps was much easier as there's not a long-standing IT culture. Etsy uses DevOps to manage over $1 billion in transactions every year. DevOps helps them standardize processes and commoditize infrastructure. They have over 200 code committers. Everyone is expected to deploy. The IT staff at Etsy is not even divided into developers and operations. Everyone does about the same thing. Engineers are expected to deploy on the first day of the job. Etsy allows developers to deploy code on the fly using build and deploy tools. Etsy points to DevOps for creating a software-as-a-culture development environment. It helps them create and deploy their own brand in a highly competitive marketplace. Flickr handles 3 billion photos, 4,000 photos per second. Flickr is also a pioneer in big data and big data tools. Even though Flickr embraces technology, it uses it to eliminate as many IT processes as possible. Flickr claims that DevOps enables the business by all but eliminating traditional IT tasks. Flickr is an extensive user of enterprise DevOps tools. These tools help manage the large volume of transactions that occur on their servers. DevOps tools allow Flickr to concentrate more on core business issues, as they say they are not an IT shop. WebMD is an online medical source. DevOps helps them continually publish time-sensitive content. DevOps fosters continuous delivery and feedback. WebMD is more of a content provider than a web application organization. Customer feedback drives new content pushes. DevOps reduces overhead with push-button deployment. DevOps also quantifies change and stability and offers transparency for software and process compliance. At WebMD, deployment was reduced from 2 days down to 60 seconds.